Hi, and welcome to my channel. This is Sophia Ojukwu, real estate broker, coach, and entrepreneur. Welcome. If this is your first time coming to my station, you are quite welcome. Keep watching. You're probably a person that's looking to purchase real estate. Right now, millennials are hot in the market. Interest rates are low. Illinois has over 70 programs on down payment assistance, so they can receive assistance with their down payment. So it's really a great time. It's actually a buyer's market for millennials. So today I'm actually going to go over a couple of things, mainly on status, because as we know, millennials always start looking for homes on the internet. 80% to 80 to 90% of millennials start their search on the internet. Where do they go? They go to sites like Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, etc., etc. So as you're searching on the internet, I just want you to be aware of different statuses, because I know that oftentimes when you start your search on the internet and then you hire an agent and all of a sudden they're not sending you things you're seeing on the internet. Well, I want you to pay attention to the status. The reason why you're not receiving those properties from your agent that you see on the internet, because they're not available to you for sale. So we're going to go over statuses today. So I have, and there's a ton of statuses. I have a bunch of statuses that we have. They're in different categories. The first one is all active, anything that's active on the market. And then there's the status of things that are inactive or off the market. And then there's the status of contingency, which I'll show you later. So we'll start with active. So most of the sites have the status area that people don't pay much attention to, but it is there. It'll tell you if something is on the market or off the market, available or not available. So the first one is active. It is if the status of the property is active, it means that that property is available for you to look at, available for you to put an offer on, available for you to buy. Then we have a status of auction. There are properties that are out there that are on the auction block. They're using the auction method to buy the to sell the property, and that's a whole new video, because there are different auction sites, there are different types of auctions, and we can talk about that. If you're interested in auctions, let me know below. Put a comment, Sophia, can you do a video on auctions? And I'll go ahead and do that for you. Then the other status is back on the market. So back on the market just means that the property was on the market, and then the seller, for whatever the reason it was, decided to pull it off the market. It went from a status of available and then to not available. And then it came back on the market. That's another video too that tells you, that would talk about different reasons why a property would go from being on the market to off the market and then back on the market. Then there's the new status, the new property on the market. This is a status for a property that's just recently put on the market, so it's new and active and available. Then there's the price change status, which means that the property's price has changed, usually gone down. So that's, you have to look out for. And then reactivated means that it was temporarily off the market and then it got reactivated. It could be temporarily off the market because of somebody's sick or whatever the reason is. Again, it went off the market temporarily, then it got reactivated. And then we have the temporarily off the market, which says we have no showings. It's the seller still wants to sell, but for right now, they're taking off the market for whatever reason, and you cannot see that property. So it's temporarily off the market to be seen. And then, of course, there's the contingent status, which means now it's under all active, because even though it is under contract, it's still an active listing in the sense that it has not been sold. So it's contingent. And then we'll talk about the different types of contingencies. Now we have the off market status. This is the one that a lot of people don't pay attention to, including contingent, if it's on the market, online, and all the different like Zillow, etc., and it says it's been canceled, but it's still showing up because, of course, real estate agents have the most up-to-date statuses. Then obviously your real estate agent would not be sending you a property that's been canceled, nor would she or he be showing you that property, so you would most likely not be receiving that particular property from your real estate agent. If it's closed, meaning that they have bought the house, your agent will not be sending that to you. You might still find properties on the market that say closed, but your agent, since you're actively in the market looking to purchase a home, would not be sending you a home that's already been sold. Expired means that that property was being sold. The seller had a contract with the brokerage house to put it on the market for a specific time, and that time has run out, so that property has expired. Now, expired is a little bit tricky because it could be expired for a few days, it could be expired for a few months, it could be just as expired and the seller is no longer interested in selling it. So with that one, your agent could possibly make some phone calls and see if the property still, the seller is still interested in selling it, and you might be lucky. I mean, if it's something that you're really interested in, that's something that could possibly be available to you. Then the other status is pending. Pending means that somebody has put an offer on that property. They have had a contract. The buyer and the seller have agreed to do business with that house, meaning that the buyer has agreed to purchase and the seller has agreed to sell. So that property would not be, a pending property would not be sent to you by your agent because it's under contract. And of course, rented is for renters. So as you can see, these statuses are things that are out there, but people don't pay attention to. Now, like I said, contingency is a big area. As you can see, there's a bunch of contingency statuses that I'm showing you here. And contingency does mean that the buyer and the seller have agreed on price, etc., but there might be some contingencies on that property. So as part of the buying process, once it goes under contract, the next thing that's going to happen is an inspection, and then of course attorney review, like I've mentioned in my previous videos. So you might see a contingency status of AI, means attorney or inspection contingency. So this contract, they've agreed to buy and sell, but this contract is contingent on attorney review or inspection, meaning that during attorney review, it could be canceled, maybe for whatever reason during that period, and also during an inspection, it could be canceled as well. So then we have a whole bunch of other contingencies here. Again, contingents on an auction, contingency offer, an offer contingency, financing contingency. Once you go through the whole process, there's going to be a financing contingency. Your lender is going to be doing some due diligence, so you're buying the house is contingent on you getting financing. Of course, if you don't get financing, you're not going to be able to buy the house. So there's a financing contingency. So when you see FIN on the status, it means that there is a financing contingency. Now, these other contingency here, house to close, 24 hours, 48 hours, so these are called kick-out clauses. What it means is that as a buyer, I have a house to sell. And I went out there and I saw a house I liked and I put a contract on it. Meaning I made an offer and the seller accepted my offer. But the seller said, hey, look, I'm going to continue to market my home because I don't know what's going to happen with your house. So if somebody else comes to purchase my home, I'm putting a kick-out clause that says for the 24, a kick-out clause with 24 means if I get an offer, I'm going to come to you in 20, and then you're going to have 24 hours to drop your contingency for financing and purchase the house. If you don't do that, drop the contingency of you buying my house based on your selling your house. If you don't do that, I'm going to kick you out of this contract and I'm going to go make a contract with somebody else. So that can be negotiated in terms of like how much time the buyer has. So these are the different 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. So this is what this home to close or home to sell. Home to close contingency means that my house that I'm having to sell, I already have a contract on it. And I'm just waiting to close. And once I close my property, I'm going to go ahead and buy yours because then I'll be free of my old mortgage. Might even get some profit from the sale of my house that I'm going to use to buy your house. So that's a contingency based on the house to close. And then we've got the house to sell contingency, which is I haven't even gotten a contract on my house, but it's on the market. I'm trying to sell it, but I want to buy your house. So I'm going to put a contract that says that my buying your house is contingent upon me selling my house. So that's the house to sell kick out clause. Okay. And then of course we've got the short sale. So I have a whole video on short sales. It talks about what a short sale is, etc., etc. But when you see that, then you'll know what it means. And just look through my home seller playlist and you'll find a video on short sales. So the main reason for me making this video is so that when you're on the internet searching for homes, and also when you're working with a real estate broker and you're wondering, why isn't my broker sending me these homes? And I better be online looking for houses because they're not going to be able to find the house that I want. Well, now you know. You're not paying attention to the statuses, possibly. Your agent is not sending to you, one, because the status is wrong. It's not available for you to buy. Two, they might be not sending it to you because the criteria that you and your agent set has changed. Maybe you told them that you wanted to live in in X neighborhood, and then you're online searching in Y neighborhood. So of course you're not going to get those homes in Y neighborhood because that criteria was not set. So anytime you change the criteria, it's just like a database, then you have to communicate with your agent. That's why it's important to set up specific times when you guys are talking, so that if your criteria changes, you let them know so they can tweak the search that they have set up for you. It could be just a quick email, a quick text, quick phone call. Hey, Sophia, I'm now interested in not only XY neighborhood, I now want you to add, Z neighborhood to it. So communication is extremely important when you're working with an agent, because the information the help that you get is just as good as the information they receive from you. So if this is your first time joining, again, welcome. Do subscribe, and importantly, hit that notification button so that whenever I load up a video, you will be notified and you can come on and say, hey, what Sophia's got talking about. This channel is dedicated mainly to home buyers, home sellers, family members, or friends that have someone that wants to buy or sell real estate. If you're an investor, this is the place for you to be. My goal is to educate the public so that when they're working or searching for a home or working with a real estate agent, that they're armed with information that can help them navigate the whole process. So that's all I have for you today. Don't forget to comment below. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. If there are other type of information that you would like me to present, please leave a comment below. This is an interactive channel. You are my clients, you are my customers, you are the people that I make this video for. So I want to make sure that I'm putting out the right content. The things that the most burning questions that you have, just put them below and I will definitely address them for you. As always, thanks for joining. Make it a great day. Bye.